France bans sales of iPhone 12 for above-threshold radiation levels. Apple unveils iPhone 15 Pro with titanium case. Apple. China says it hasn't banned iPhones for government staff. Kim and Putin meet at Russian Spaceport for possible arms talks. Portuguese town, flooded by river of good quality red wine. EU to weigh tariffs due to flood of Chinese electric cars. 1,000-year-old alien corpses displayed in glass cases in Mexico. Drug kingpin El Chapo's wife Emma Coronel set to be released.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Thursday, September 14th, and here are your top stories. The French agencies that regulates radio frequencies, the NFR, said on Tuesday that following testing, it ordered Apple to remove the iPhone 12 from the French market from September 12th due to the model emitting too much electromagnetic radiation, exceeding the limit for electromagnetic absorption by the body. The NFR said, concerning phones already sold, Apple must, in the briefest of delays, take corrective measures to bring the affected phones into compliance. Otherwise, Apple will have to recall them.
French authorities have asked tech giant Apple to temporarily remove the iPhone 12 from the market for emitting too much electromagnetic radiation.
Apple defended its iPhone 12 model on Wednesday, saying the iPhone 12 was certified by multiple international bodies as compliant with global radiation standards. However, the French move raised the prospect of further bans in Europe. Germany's network regulator BNetzA said it might launch similar proceedings, while Spain's OCU Consumers Group urged authorities there to halt the sales of the iPhone 12. A French government source said the French test was different from the method used by Apple.
Apple launched a new series of iPhones that included a new titanium shell, a faster chip, and improved video game playing abilities. The iPhone 15, which will come out September 22nd, has the same debut price as the iPhone 14. Experts have said this reflects the ongoing global smartphone slump. Apple also showed off new watches, including a Series 9 watch with a feature called Double Tap, where users tap their thumb and finger together twice without touching the watch, in order to perform tasks like answering a phone call.
Titanium, the same material used in spacecraft design, makes iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro Max our lightest Pro models ever.
Apple said the iPhone 15's satellite connectivity can now be used to summon roadside assistance. Apple said that USB-C charging cables are coming to both its iPhone 15 and the charging case of its AirPods Pro devices. The Pro's use of titanium makes it lighter and stronger than previous models of other metals. Apple also said the iPhone 15 Pro can capture what it calls spatial videos by using two of the device's cameras to capture a three-dimensional video.
The Chinese Foreign Ministry said on Wednesday that China has not instituted any laws or regulations prohibiting government employees from using or buying foreign phones, addressing media reports that said government staffers have been banned from using Apple iPhones. A Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson said at a regularly scheduled briefing Wednesday in Beijing, China has not issued any laws, regulations, or policy documents prohibiting the purchase and use of mobile phones from foreign brands such as Apple.
Apple shares dipped as much as 4% last week after the Wall Street Journal reported, citing people familiar, that staffers at central government agencies had been banned from using iPhones for work and even from bringing the smartphones into government offices. Bloomberg reported, citing people familiar, that China planned to extend the ban to government-backed agencies and state-owned enterprises. While the China's foreign ministry spokesperson denied the ban, he also noted unspecified security incidents linked to iPhones.
Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin met at a Russian spaceport Wednesday in a rare encounter. Western concerns that the North Korean leader will provide military support for the Russian president's war in Ukraine. Video posted by Russian state media showed the two leaders shaking hands as Kim arrived at the Vostochny spaceport. The state news agency RIA Novosti reported when asked by reporters whether he and Kim would discuss arms sales, Putin said that they would address all the questions and that there is time.
The two men met at the entrance to a launch vehicle assembly building. where Kim thanked Putin for having invited him to visit Russia. After they inspected the spaceport, they began talks between their delegations that could also include a one-on-one meeting. During his tour of the spaceport, Kim appeared to ask detailed questions about the technology used there. Putin suggested that Russia could help North Korea develop satellites, noting that Kim was showing great interest in rocket technology.
Alcohol flowed freely in the Portuguese town of Lavira over the weekend after two vats holding about 2.2 million liters of wine at a local distillery burst and flooded the streets. Images and videos posted online showed red wine, almost enough to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool, gushing down the streets of Lavira in Anadia, central Portugal. Local media reported the wine flowed down nearby roads, flooding land and at least one cellar. The liquid that could be collected was taken away to a wastewater treatment plant.
A member of the local council told the Jornal de Noticias the wine was prevented from pouring into a river, averting an environmental disaster. The distillery's chief executive Pedro Carvalho told the New York Times the spill lasted for about an hour but did not leave a strong smell behind because it was good quality wine. He said that one tank collapsed because of a structural failure, and the force of that torrent of wine knocked over the second vat. The distillery said the vats had been used to store excess wine.
The European Commission launched an investigation on Wednesday into whether to impose punitive tariffs to protect European Union producers against cheaper Chinese electric vehicle imports it says are benefiting from state subsidies. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said global markets are now flooded with cheaper electric cars, and their price is kept artificially low by huge state subsidies. The Commission will have up to 13 months to assess whether to impose tariffs above the standard 10% EU rate for cars.
Reuters reported it is unusual in that the case is brought by the European Commission itself. The anti-subsidy investigation covers battery-powered cars from China, so also includes non-Chinese brands made there, such as Tesla, Renault and BMW. The European Commission said China's share of EVs sold in Europe has risen to 8% and could reach 15% in 2025, noting prices are typically 20% below EU-made models. Popular Chinese models exported to Europe include SAIC's MG and Geely's Volvo.
The mummified specimens were displayed in glass cases as part of an official unveiling at Mexico's Congress in a hearing which has stirred excitement among UFO enthusiasts. Politicians were told they were found in the city of Cusco, Peru, and were estimated to be 10,000 years old. Mexican media reported the Mexico City event was spearheaded by journalist and UFO researcher Jamie Musin, who testified under oath that almost a third of their DNA is unknown, and the specimens were not part of our terrestrial evolution.
Mawson said in his presentation to Mexican government officials and representatives from the U.S., "These specimens are not part of our evolutionary history on Earth." He said, "They are not being recovered from a UFO crash, instead, they were found in diatom, algae, mines and subsequently became fossilized." Speaking about the latest discovery, Mawson told the Mexico City delegation the specimens had been examined at the Autonomous National University of Mexico.
According to the U.S. Bureau of Prisons, the wife of imprisoned Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, Emma Coronel, will be freed in Los Angeles on Wednesday following her arrest in 2021 on drug trafficking charges. The U.S.-born 34-year-old was sentenced to 3 years in prison in 2021 after pleading guilty to 3 counts of helping the Sinaloa drug cartel, including conspiracy to launder money and distribute illegal drugs and engaging in financial dealings.
She also admitted to acting as a courier between Guzman, who led the cartel, and other organization members while he was being held in Mexico's Altiplano prison after his 2014 arrest. Her sentencing judge said Coronel had quickly accepted responsibility and agreed to forfeit nearly $1.5 million of proceeds from her criminal activity to the U.S. government, and her 3-year sentence was later reduced. The Bureau of Prisons released Coronel on Wednesday from a confinement institution in Los Angeles.
The answer for yesterday was A, sweep. Strong winds regularly sweep the islands. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of Apple unveiling iPhone 15 Pro with titanium case. Number 1, exceed, 超过数量. His achievements have exceeded expectations. Number 2, corrective, 改正的、纠正的、矫正的. We need to take corrective action to halt this country's decline. Number 3, compliance, 服从、顺从、遵从. Safety measures were carried out in compliance with paragraph 6 of the building regulations. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I'll see you next time.